America is once again grappling with the aftermath of a senseless tragedy. Another community shattered, another round of grieving families left picking up the pieces. And as always, the airwaves are filled with the same tired calls for gun control. Politicians and pundits, eager to gain more power and control, dust off the same old talking points. They promise us that this time, things will be different. This time, they'll finally pass the laws that will keep us safe. But let's be clear, their promises are hollow, their solutions misguided. It's no longer about the gun anymore. It's about the control. The problem isn't the Second Amendment. It's the relentless assault on this fundamental right. The right to bear arms is not some antiquated relic of the past. It is the bedrock of our freedom, the ultimate safeguard against tyranny. The Second Amendment to the United States Constitution states, "A well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms, shall not be infringed." The words are simple, the meaning unmistakable. Any law or restriction is unconstitutional as it infringes on the rights of law-abiding gun owners. Our founding fathers, veterans of a revolution won with muskets and grit, understood the importance of an armed citizenry. They knew that the right to self-defense, both individually and collectively, was paramount. They knew that a disarmed populace was vulnerable to both criminals and tyrannical governments. History is full of examples where disarmed citizens were slaughtered by their own governments. Take Stalin, for instance. He disarmed the people of Russia and then murdered over 20 million of them. A disarmed citizenry is easier to control. The Founding Fathers didn't view gun ownership as a privilege bestowed by the government. They saw it as an inherent right, inseparable from liberty itself. Thomas Jefferson wrote, "No free man shall ever be debarred the use of arms." These weren't just lofty words. They were a reflection of the lived experience of these men. They had risked their lives and fortunes to break free from a tyrannical king who sought to disarm the colonies. They understood that the only way to prevent such tyranny from taking root in America was to ensure that the people remained armed. Some argue that the Second Amendment only protects the right of states to maintain militias, not individual gun ownership. This interpretation is not only historically inaccurate, but also intellectually dishonest. In the 18th century, the militia wasn't some separate entity. It was comprised of ordinary citizens, armed with military-type weapons and ready to defend their communities and their nation. The right to bear arms was essential for the militia to function. Without it, the idea of a well-regulated militia would have been meaningless. The Founding Fathers understood this implicitly. They knew that a strong nation required a citizenry capable of defending itself, both individually and collectively. Section 5. Madison's words, America's legacy. James Madison, the father of the Constitution, wrote extensively about the importance of the Second Amendment. He argued that the right to bear arms was essential for deterring government tyranny. In his view, an armed citizenry served as a crucial check on the power of the state. Madison's words resonate just as powerfully today as they did centuries ago. In an era of growing government overreach and increasingly intrusive surveillance, the Second Amendment remains our most potent defense against tyranny. It is the ultimate guarantee of our liberty, and we must never surrender it. Section 6. A century of erosion, twisting the Constitution's words. Over the past century, we've witnessed a slow but steady erosion of our Second Amendment rights. Activist judges, beholden to special interest groups, have twisted the Constitution's words to fit their own agendas. They've ignored the clear intent of the Founding Fathers and chipped away at our fundamental freedoms. Gun control advocates point to statistics, claiming that stricter laws will make us safer. But the truth is, criminals, by their very nature, don't obey laws. The only people disarmed by these laws are law-abiding citizens, the very people who pose no threat to society. Section 7. Reclaiming our birthright. The amendment stands strong. The Second Amendment is not a suggestion, nor is it open to interpretation. It is the law of the land enshrined in the Constitution to protect our God-given right to self-defense. It's time to reject the fear-mongering and the lies peddled by those who seek to disarm us. It's time to reclaim our birthright, to stand up for our freedoms, and to ensure that future generations inherit the same liberties that our founding fathers fought so hard to secure. Section 8. The only path forward. Respect the Constitution. The only constitutional way to impose any gun restriction is through the amendment process, not through judicial activism or legislative maneuvering. The Founding Fathers made it clear that altering the Constitution should be a difficult and deliberate process, requiring broad consensus among the states. This is a slippery slope. If they do this to the Second Amendment, then there is nothing to stop them from altering all of the other rights enumerated in the Constitution. They understood that protecting our fundamental rights required more than just words on a page. It required a system that made it difficult for those rights to be eroded over time. Section 9. A call to action: defend the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment is under attack like never before. The radical left, fueled by an insatiable desire for control, will stop at nothing to strip us of our right to bear arms. This is not a partisan issue, it's an American issue. We must stand united, Republicans and Democrats alike, to defend this fundamental freedom. Contact your elected officials, support pro-Second Amendment organizations, and make your voice heard. The future of our liberty depends on it. Section 10. The future of freedom, it's in our hands. The Second Amendment is more than just a guarantee of our right to bear arms. It is a symbol of our liberty, a testament to our Founding Fathers' wisdom, and a bulwark against tyranny. The fight to preserve this right is a fight for the very soul of America. The future of our freedom hangs in the balance. Let us rise to the challenge, defend our Constitution, and ensure that America remains the land of the free and the home of the brave. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more content.